On January 24th, the University of Tulsa's theater department put on its third performance of the 2016-2017 season. Director Laura Scotch worked with the actors to abridge the 3-hour tragedy into a 1-hour spectacle. The show took a turn from its typical setting in ancient Rome and transported audiences into a fantastical, near-future dystopian society.
I just enjoyed how we were able to apply a show that was written so long ago to a time period today. Because Shakespeare is still applicable, and I love that.
Because it's in this new futuristic era, a lot of elements that are in modern day society were implemented in our production.
I really liked how the director placed the story in modern times and sort of a modern dystopia, because I think it made it more relatable to the audience.
So we added in a part of, we called them the chorus, but we treated them kind of like news reporters.
There was this one scene where Brutus and Cassius are talking to Octavius and Antony, and rather than have them like face to face, chatting it up, fighting each other, they decided to do cell phones.
We had some lines that had to be cut, but were still important lines, so we were there to kind of make sure those lines were still in the play.
They had newscasts and they incorporated a lot of modern technology, which I thought was really innovative, and it just it helps people tie it to modern times, and they can relate sort of the power struggles going on today with what was happening in the show, and I think it just brings it home for everybody.
Audience members responded positively to these changes, stating that they helped them to understand the meaning and politics of the play. Another fascinating component to the show was its use of a projection screen, casting the stage actions against an ironic background in light of the current events.
One of the ideas with the projection screen was we still wanted to keep it modern and still futuristic, have that combination of the two. So there would be certain elements of American history, say the Capitol or the Lincoln Memorial and that kind of thing, while having these very dramatic backgrounds of clouds billowing across and all sorts of very dramatic things happening in the background.
And so we added in the aspect of having a camera, and so we spoke to the camera and we're kind of reporters in DC that were kind of mediating what was going on.
There's still certain elements of Roman things, I don't know what you would call it, but say in Caesar's house there was these columns that would remind you of Rome, but still in the background there was, I believe, Capitol Hill.
Really liked how applicable this message was to everything that's going on right now politically, and I feel like we gave a really positive message, but also something that people need to be aware of, and something that's really important just to look at and be aware of at times like this.
Even if you couldn't catch this production of Julius Caesar, don't despair. The cast will be touring local high schools in the coming weeks. You can see them in their fourth and final production of the season, Lysistrata by Aristophanes, the weekend of March 23rd.